Welcome back to Eagle Recaps. A bright light flashed in the woman's eyes, and an anus appeared out of thin air in front of her. Who would have thought that there was a luxurious villa hidden in the primeval forest? When the door was closed, there was no trace of it in the vast forest. The house has all the living facilities. The two beauties sometimes sang and worked out, having a great time without worrying about outside interference. When they were tired from playing, the two of them lay down on the soft limes to rest. However, when they were sleeping, the cute rabbit actually got out of the dog hole. Little did they know that this would bring them disaster. Xiaomei was suddenly awakened, and a bullet hit the wall behind him. She thought it was a hunter hunting for food, but Ellie soon discovered that something was wrong. The shots were very dense, and they could accurately hit her in front of her when she moved. The other party must have a thermal imager, and he was coming for the sisters. At this moment, a suspicious figure also appeared on the side, also carrying a large bucket of 28 and making an output. Shocked, Xiaomei comforted her by saying that even the tanks could not defeat this house, and those people would never be able to break in. Sure enough, after the patience of the people outside ran out, the surroundings gradually became quiet. Suddenly the rabbit came back along the dog hole, and Xiaomei was in trouble. Unexpectedly, Tutu's exposed hole turned out to be a shooting hole for the opponent, and the fortress-like house restrained them from escaping. The two sisters could only keep their bodies as low as possible to avoid the bullets. After the passion, they finally breathed a sigh of relief. What's worse is that Tutu also died in the bullet rain just now. Ellie was very sad while holding the rabbit. The gang actually killed the rabbit that she was reluctant to eat. She vowed to cut the person into pieces. The two sisters knew very well who was going to kill them. But the whole revenge plan still lacked an excellent driver, so after being introduced by a friend, I came to the racing track, only to find that the person my friend mentioned was just an ordinary mechanic driver who was furious at him, just because he had just overtaken at the corner. If a mistake occurs, blame the black girl's poor training skills. Of course, the black girl refused to take the blame and grabbed the helmet directly to play the game herself. The black girl's skillful driving skills and beautiful drifting corners shocked everyone. She directly slapped the male driver in the face with her first place result, and actually fired the black girl in front of everyone. Unexpectedly, the black girl with a strong personality was not shy and took off her team uniform on the spot. Wow, the three of them immediately came to the cafe, and Xiaomei told the black girl the plan and promised to pay her a considerable commission. The newly unemployed black girl agreed without hesitation. Then the revenge plan officially begins. Xiaomei and Heimei wore the most fringe clothes and came to a group of burly men. Heimei asked the man in front of her if he wanted a dancer. In order to prove their strength, the two actually danced right in the street. The woman opened her backpack, took out her beloved baby, and then screwed on the silencer for the baby. After everything was ready, the woman lay on the ground and gently pressed the trigger with her finger. Under the scope were two sexy beauties dressed voluptuously. They came to a group of sturdy men and asked them if they ordered dancers. Then they ignored the men's confused eyes and started an impromptu dance in the street. Faced with two beauties delivered to their doorsteps for free, the men were of course overjoyed. Just when they were concentrating on enjoying the song and dance performance, little did they know that danger was right in front of them. When Big Beard reacted, all his companions were dead. Immediately after the last gunshot, the bearded man immediately attracted hatred to the northwest. It turned out that they were the ones who attacked the beautiful sisters a few days ago. After her revenge was avenged, Xiaomei even announced that she was pregnant. She wanted to quit the world. However, her organization has no intention of letting them go easily. The superior godmother assigned them a new task and said that they would be free after completing this task. In desperation, the sisters disguised themselves as statues and hid in the museum, while their companions opened a food stall to meet them outside. Suddenly more than a dozen large trucks drove into the courtyard, and then Wu Yang got out of the truck and many people started playing with various auras without saying a word. He didn't know it was a film crew until one of them came over to buy hot dogs. However, the two sisters inside knew nothing about this. They broke into the control room as planned and directly used tranquilizer guns to knock down the three people inside. Then cut off the alarm device, and finally take the elevator to the designated floor. Suddenly the door opened, and two strangely dressed people came in. Ellie, who was confused about the situation, could only secretly hide the tranquilizer gun. Immediately after arriving in the hall, the two were even more dumbfounded. Despite the unusual bustle inside, people were coming and going, not knowing what they were busy with. Xiaomei asked her companions outside what was going on, but she didn't expect that the food stall was even more lively at this time. Her companions were sitting in a hurry, and Hot Dog couldn't even bother to contact them. Xiaomei walked through the corridor and quickly found her target this time. Unexpectedly, just when he was concentrating on singing about famous paintings, a tourist barged in. The two looked at each other, both feeling confused. The man said that this museum was incredible. There was no security guard at all, so he could say whatever he wanted. Xiaomei also said perfunctorily that she was a princess. A man with an IQ of 250 firmly believed in this cut-out experimental product. Then he danced and chatted with the beauty, and Xiaomei could only continue. It is said that three women make a show, and when they see the organization being unkind, they are also the ones who must avenge themselves. Several people discuss destroying the organization altogether. So Xiao Mei returned to the headquarters with the stolen famous paintings, while Ellie set up a sniper rifle on the opposite floor, her face full of collagen, and the conversation was very satisfying. But he refused directly when Xiao Mei wanted to quit the organization. As soon as he finished speaking, a group of subordinates closed all the curtains. This was a professional habit developed over the years as a killer, which caused Ellie on the opposite side to lose her target. Next, the godmother persuaded Xiao Mei, hoping that she could stay in the organization for a few more years, otherwise she would kill all the relatives around her, including Ellie. But what she didn't know was that at this time, Ellie relied on everyone standing firm in her memory to kill one of her godmothers with blind arrest. This incident caused a lot of panic, but they still continued to threaten Xiao Mei with a hint of luck. At this moment, more men received the signal and rushed over. Ellie used long-range sniping to kill several Karamis. After slipping through the net, she was directly shot in the head by Xiao Mei, who was hiding behind the door. But the worst part is that a large number of fobblers have also arrived. Xiao Mei knows that she can't escape, so she asks Ellie to take care of herself in the future. How could Ellie hear and feel Xiao Mei's explanation again, but how could she abandon her good sisters and run away alone? Until Xiao Mei was surrounded by Fulbulu, Ellie still refused to evacuate. In desperation, Xiao Mei raised the gun in her hand. Under the guidance of the black girl, Ellie entered an empty room and climbed up to the roof along the passage. When Ellie, who had escaped, looked at all this, she knew that the most important person in her life had left her. Time flashed 4 years later. The black girl found Ellie in a remote farm and said she would take her to a place. The two rode horses to the desolate western Gobi. In the simple tent in front of the house, Ellie saw a cute little girl, and the girl's mother was Xiao Mei. It turns out that Xiao Mei was not dead at first. In order to get rid of the organization, she had to choose to fake her death. From then on, the three good sisters lived a happy life without shame.